hear your claps very well. With the morning was a quite leaky morning. So good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting TCS to be a part of your first day session or your first few days at the college, your induction sessions. I will take care of, since I am a part of the IT industry, so I will just give you a brief perspective of what IT this would be there more for CS and IT students, but TCS is an organization. Today, I think Sir asked you a question, what is TCS? Very few of you could answer that, but let me tell you, TCS today is about a 26 billion company. We are the largest companies in the world. We employ close to about 6.5 lakh people. Part of the Tata Group, we believe in a lot of diversity. So 38% of my workforce is women workforce. So we give a lot of patronage to, at Tata's, we give a lot of patronage to women workforce. So this is what a brief perspective of what TCS is, one of the largest IT company, one of the most profitable companies all across India and all across the world. So I will just take you a brief throughput of what I will tell you in my 45 minutes to 1 hour session. I will just tell you about what IT industry is, how did we grow in the past, how India has grown in the past 75 years. The world is talking. I never received in my 55 years of my life, I never received so many WhatsApp when I got a week back, 15th August, 75th year. So many things that I was very proud of how India has progressed. So I will tell you how IT industry has progressed in India. I will also tell you what is the current scenario. Here I would like a lot of participation. Because I feel very uncomfortable if everybody is not participating. So in fact any speaker would feel uncomfortable if you guys do not participate. I will tell you about what are the skills which are desired for a professional, IT for an IT professional, but largely since you are from all branches, I will tell you about what are the skills an organization requires. I will not talk about my company. Any company requires when they hire people. Since you spend your next 4 years here, so what skills you have or what you own and what you should look forward to being an employee for a large organization as large as us or others, my competition as well. My last 2 points, I will do a little of cheating with you guys when I tell you that why should you join me? Why should you join Tata's? Why should you join TCS? And lastly, I will tell you about what a youngster like you, 18, 19-year-old, just out of school, first year in college, should be looking for a prospective organization. That how strong, fundamentally strong your organization should be for you to look forward to joining any organization. So before I go to that, I want to ask you a simple question. How big is the Indian IT industry? Can anybody answer that? How big is Indian IT industry? Any CS IT students over here? Do we have CS IT students here or we don't have? MCA students? Reply guys.
Yes, sir.
Do we have CS IT students?
Yes, sir.
Only one?
Yes, sir.
Or can you raise your hands? So many of CS IT students here. Wonderful, excellent. So how big is Indian IT industry? Simple question. Why did you take CS? Any questions? Why did you take computer science? Or why did you take IT? Or why did you take MCA?
Because it is demanding course.
Very good. So how big is the industry? अखबार तो पढ़ते होगे ना? You read newspapers? I'm sure all of you read newspapers. Okay, let me ask you this question differently here. How many of you are on Facebook? First, these guys, yes, it is not this, either it's this or it's now. How many of you are on Facebook? How How many of you use smartphones? Everybody uses a smartphone. Very few are your same. So all this is IT. Your banking, your roads, everything is all IT. Everything is. Imagine a day without IT. एक दिन के लिए आपका WhatsApp बंद, एक दिन के 1 घंटे के लिए WhatsApp बंद हो जाए ना, तो आप तूफान खड़ी कर दोगे. वोडाफोन को फोन करोगे, एयरटेल को फोन करोगे, मोबाइल फोन नीचे फेंक दोगे. That's what life is all about. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So very good. So you must know how big is IT industry. So let me tell you, probably when I started my career 30 years back, 1990. IT industry in India was just 150 million. Just 150 million. And all that was also more of management consultancy work. ऐसे कर लो, वैसे कर लो, ऐसे कर लो, ऐसे कर लो. Post 1990, these 30 years, IT industry in India is 200 billion. Huge. 200 billion. And now, just to tell you, we are 200 billion organization as of 31st March. We contribute close to about 5% to our GDP of our GDP of the country, which means huge kind of this thing. Very important to add, 30 years back, there were not more than 150 engineering colleges in India. 30 साल पहले. आज वही 30 साल के बाद 5,000 engineering colleges हैं. You know, we have close to what more perhaps, if I'm right, we have close to about 30 lakh people in IT industry in India itself. Let's not talk about the globe. So look at the magnanimous growth of IT industry. Again, we are the largest contributors. Now, before I go to that, I want to ask you a simple question. What is the reason of growth of IT industry in India? Very important.
More demand.
More?
More demand of IT based.
Why?
Connectivity.
Connectivity or what?
People.
Can you have a mic, please? If you have a rotating mic. Very good. Connectivity. Connectivity means what?
Connecting people from too far away places or like people who are not able.
How do we do that?
IT.
Please stand up. Please stand up. How do we do that?
Internet.
So how, if internet, you mean internet has become good?
Yes, sir.
So how has internet become good? Very good, yeah. Can you please clap for her? Why has internet become good? She's the only one who answering, so I'll ask her only. Please stand up here. Why has internet become good?
Because now as the demand increases, people also try to improve the facilities we have.
So if people try to improve the facilities, who is behind that?
IT people or like the engineers that.
Before IT people, who is behind that?
Us.
Okay, who is behind that? If it's you, okay, why do you say it's you?
Because
Okay, let me put it in easy terms that you guys will understand more. How IT industry grew in India was initially, if you remember, you guys were not even born that time. There was something called BPO which got started. Okay, business processing units. How did it start? India was a cheap labor country. जो काम US में $100 का होता था, वो 1 घंटे का, वो हिंदुस्तान में 10 रुपए में मिला. तो अंग्रेज ने कहा अलग. The guy said that boss मैं वहाँ 100 रुपए क्यों दूँ, मैं हिंदुस्तान में धंधा देता हूँ. मैं हिंदुस्तान में धंधा दूंगा तो इंडिया ग्रो करेगा. इंडिया ग्रो करेगा तो आप ग्रो करोगे. आप ग्रो करोगे तो सोसाइटी ग्रो करेगी. So before that, the most important thing is why did this thing happen? Why did internet grew? Internet grew because of government. Government encouraged people, policies. मेरे को याद है, आपको तो पता नहीं शायद याद होगा नहीं होगा. 20 साल पहले एक इनकमिंग कॉल के 16 रुपए लगते थे टेलीफोन के. तो लोग क्या करते थे, फोन आया, काट दिया, फिर लैंडलाइन टू करते नहीं करते थे. I'm sure, I don't know if you're aware, but your parents probably used to do that. So look at the policies, government encouraging policies which came. Very, very important to add. So yes, people were there, good people were there, इंडिया वॉज ग्लोबली 1990, आज से 30 साल पहले हिंदुस्तान को जानता ही नहीं कोई। आज लोग कहते हैं वाई नॉट इंडिया, कहते वाई इंडिया। इंडिया को पहले सिर्फ ताजमहल की वजह जानते थे, आज से 30 साल पहले कि एक ताजमहल है, कुतुब मीनार है। आज हिंदुस्तान को जानते हैं कि बैंगलोर, IT, people are good, so many good English speaking people. Nowhere in the world you find so many English speaking people. All across the world, you go to whichever part of the world, you have good people. Okay, of course, you are cheap manpower, fine, but then you are giving good results. What does the customer want? Customer has to give his deliverables to a customer. उसको अपने customer को देना है, और अगर उसका काम आसान हो रहा है. Today, if IT is not there, your banking will collapse. आजकल हम सारी दुनिया UPI करते हैं. ये पेटीएम आपके कॉलेज के बाहर एक वो मैंने भी ठेले वाला देखा, वो चाय दे रहा, 10 रुपए की चाय पियो, उसको पेटीएम कर दो. Can you imagine? This never used to happen before. So please remember, what's important? The government encouraging policies. I remember 1990 when I started my career, I was a sales guy then selling PCXTs. I don't know if you know it. There is something called 8088 based chip. इतना बड़ी मशीन होती थी, इतनी बड़ी मशीन, इतना बड़ा मॉनिटर, फ्लॉपी ड्राइव हुआ करती थी. So things have changed. Today everything, I think I have more memory than I ever had in my life, in my phones. So please remember, it is the government, it is people, it is the encouraging policies which kept coming, and we being a cheap labor country. Okay, broadly, if I were to castigate the breakup of the number of how revenue is divided into India, we are not much of a manufacturing country. We are more of a BPO country. We are more of a IT services company and less of manufacturing. That's probably we've not been able to put our focus more over there. Probably, I don't know. I'll say 20 साल बाद क्या होगा? As of now, current scenario is that we are more of IT services country. Okay, I just spoke about the reasons of growth, and I told you, abundant number of people, English-speaking people. Then पूरे वर्ल्ड में इतने अंग्रेज बोलने वाले बंदे नहीं मिलेंगे जितने हिंदुस्तान में मिलते हैं. अच्छे अंग्रेजी बोलने वाले. Communication costs. I was just told you. 20 साल पहले इनकमिंग कॉल 16 रुपए की होती थी. तो people used to think कि फोन उठाऊं कि नहीं उठाऊं. आज everything is, I think. If you have those packages, those for 299 rupees, 399, 499, and so on and so forth, and everything is in that. Then you have those 84 days or 120 days and whatever, so and so days. So costs have reduced huge. I don't know if you are aware, but एक टेलीफोन जो आया था, I remember 20 साल पहले मैंने अपना टेलीफोन लिया, मोबाइल जो लिया था, Nokia 6160 लिया था. I used to put in my pocket. It was such a huge phone. वो रोज मेरी पॉकेट यहाँ से पड़ती थी. My mother and my wife used to shout at me, यार हमको फिर इसको switch करना पड़ेगा. And now I think we have such small phones, more memory. So technology has improved hell of a lot. I spoke about the cost advantages. कहाँ 16 रुपया फोन आज कोई पैसे का फोन नहीं. Government policies, whether it was okay, I will not go into politics. So whether it was Rajiv Gandhi abolishing Section 32AB, or whether it was Narasimha Rao, or whether it is Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, or whether it is Narendra Modi, everybody gave a lot of encouragement towards policies which could be huge benefit to IT industry. Okay. IT guys who taken CS who said good scenario. What is the current scenario of IT industry? What is the current scenario? Current scenario is good, bad, ugly. अगर IT बैठ जाएगी तो क्या होगा? Can anybody tell me what will happen if IT just collapses for a day?
Chaos.
Why chaos?
Lot of companies will just collapse.
Because every other department is dependent upon
One by one, every
other department is dependent upon IT industry.
So what will happen if IT collapses. No, tell me which segment are you talking about? Let me go one by one. Online banking. Banking collapses. Imagine you go to your bank and say कि भैया मेरे को पैसे निकालने हैं. तो टेलर के पास सब कुछ उसके स्क्रीन में है. अगर आपके बैंक में 10,000 रुपए हैं, आपको 1,000 रुपए निकालने हैं, आप निकाल नहीं पाओगे अगर IT collapse हो रहेगी. Do you think that is a scenario that can happen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what else?
Education as well.
Media.
Education, media, social media.
Media, what will happen?
Like lots of people like branding for their own brands and advertisements, so they will also just collapse. Their business will not be.
Okay. What else?
Education.
Okay, let me ask you a simple question. Where do you stay?
Kamla Nagar.
Delhi. Kamla Nagar,
Yeah.
Kororimar College के पीछे,
Yes, sir.
Kororimar College के पीछे एक मॉल है. I'm forgetting the mall's name. Right next to Croma, there is one mall. Yeah, I'm forgetting the name now. Suppose you go to buy, a top for you over there, and after buying the top, system crashes. What do? It is your birthday, and you have to buy the top because evening you are supposed to go out for dinner, wearing a new top. आप नहीं खरीद सकते, क्या करोगे? System will not allow you to take the top outside the store. So that's what. So we understand everything is so much dependent on IT that we can't live without IT today. So that's how the current scenario is, and it is in various segments today. How TCS grew was initially, if you the first 5-7 years, a lot of reliance was there only on banking. But suddenly TCS that time took a call that boss, अगर IT तो चल रही, but अगर retail तो नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? Hospital, मैं किसी को admit कर रहा हूँ, अगर वहाँ पे crash हो गया तो reports कैसे आएंगी? उसकी billing कैसे होगी? How will a doctor be able to see his reports? So we expanded from a revenue which was 100% IT. We said banking में भी घुस जाते हैं, retail में भी घुस जाते हैं, transport में घुस जाते हैं, everywhere. So we have to go each and every place. So all companies took a conscious decision that let's diversify. Very very important. अगर हम सिर्फ banking पे करते रहेंगे, आज की डेट में भी काफी IT companies हैं who rely only on one particular segment. So please understand, अगर वो segment बंद हो गई तो वो कंपनी बंद हो जाएगी. Our reliance, TCS reliance, those years, initial years, was only on the US. Again, we thought अगर US ने TCS को धंधा देना बंद कर दिया तो TCS बंद हो जाएगी. So we went to other geographies. That's how industries, companies work. That if you go on one particular direction only, अगर वो बंद हो गया तो हमारे को अलग जगहों पे जाना है, so that we understand other geographies, other markets. That's how business will grow. That's how margins will grow. There's a myth which says, only one particular industry. We broke that. Let's go to diversify. Let's increase our margins while we go to other industries. I spoke about from being only just a coding organization, we became IT services company. That you tell me your problem, I'll give you a holistic approach. The hardware and you people. People management was the core where India was going. So they said, let's grow with people. What is your problem? I will take care of it at whatever reduced cost, whatever the cost is there in the US, I do it. And we started working on a global delivery model, which meant that 9 to 6 India is working. 11 to 7 Singapore is working. 1 to whatever, 9 Philippines is working. 9 to 9 US is working. 8 to 7 Japan is working. So customer was always connected. His work was never stopped. So that's what we wanted. मेरा काम चलता रहे. So we opened a lot of global delivery models. So the work of the customer is not stopped at all. what are the skills any organization typically looks forward to when they hire people? Since you are freshers, I want to ask you, what will you as a customer, let's say as a company, let's say you are a company, and when you go to hire, what are the skills you will look for a person?
The way they work,
Thoda जोर से.
the way they work, their reputation,
The way they work. What does that mean?
I mean, how they are, just how they connect to the customers or
How they connect with the customer.
Yes.
Let's do it थोड़ा सा अलग. Before that, value select a guy. Before how he interacts with the customer, what is that you look forward to? But let me put it a different way. Confidence will come later, but before that what? Qualifications. Very good. So a person, any organization that recruits people, it looks for कि he should have hard skills. उसको क्वालिफिकेशन हो, उसने बीटेक किया हो या XYZ किया हो, उसको पता तो काम कि मेरे को काम क्या करना है. Okay. After that, they require domain knowledge. I know IT, I know coding, but then let me have some domain skills. Okay, I'm going to be perfect in .NET. I'm going to be perfect in Java. So I become rather than becoming the jack of all trades, I become a master of one. I am sought for. And after that will come things like somebody said confidence. What else? What else can be there? Confidence. What else? Experience will come as you grow in the organization. What else? Communication, somebody said. So what else?
Sir, creativity.
Come again?
Ideas, creativity, and communication skills.
Value. Somebody said value. Wonderful. What else?
How can you rely on them?
How can you rely on them? Which means what? How can you rely means what? Which means teamwork. That I can't alone work. If I have to deliver something, I have to have a team. Which means I have to cohesively, work with my HR department, with my admin department, with my team members, because in IT what happens is the work is huge. So it's get segregated into various parts, and then there is an integration team which integrates that. Then there is a testing team which tests that. Then there is a deliverable team which delivers that. So it has to be a cohesiveness how you work as a team. More. What else? What else is required?
How progressive you are in your journey from yours, how you have developed yourself,
How you have communication skills.
yes, how you
I'll tell you a major problem which happens with youngsters like you, is something called this, which is called, mobile. Now I can challenge all, whatever, 180, 200 students who are sitting over here. If I open each and every of your WhatsApp, including mine, including sirs, I will see that you text something to somebody in your own cryptic language of WhatsApp. I'll give you an example. Many years back, I had this girl in my team, and she sent me early morning. She sent me a WhatsApp saying, "NT, you have to have an attitude of problem solving. That you go to your manager, your boss, your parent, your friend. That okay, यार ये situation है, इसको solve करने के ये तरीके हैं, 2 या 3 या 4 तरीके हैं. They might not be acceptable, they might be absolutely trash, but at least have options. You must know that you're a guy who thinks hard. That yes, this is going to be beneficial for the organization or the country or not." Just to elaborate a bit whatever I spoke about, but something very important is business etiquettes. Your college doesn't demonstrate that, but few of the colleges probably have that dress code that you go with a white shirt and a black pant or whatever, a blazer or a salwar kameez or a suit. But it's fine, it's okay. But it should not happen that, youngsters like you're in the growing phase of your life, you will have your own style of dressing, coming in college in your Bermudas, coming with those beautiful hairstyles, coming with, earring in your, so please appreciate that you are taking forward the image of an organization, image of of a country. So you have to have some business etiquettes when you talk to anybody about your college, about your school, your teachers, your organization. So they give a lot of esteem towards that. Okay, why should you join TCS? Sorry, one slide where I'll be a little, selling my organization person, but why should you join TCS? So, TCS is, like I said, a global organization having about 6.5 lakh people. 30% of our workforce is always it's on site. Only 70% of me, which is about close to about 4.5 to 4,80,000 people work in Indian shores. Rest they are all across the globe. So we give you a lot of unlimited avenues when you work with TCS. We are a fairly good organization. I would not say we are the best paymasters, but we give good compensation to people. Holistically, if you look at it over a period of time, if you go to on-site and the money you earn, we are good paymasters. And when you work with global clients, I said we are a 26 billion company. About 93% of revenue of that comes from global resources, which means outside the country. So you work with global ethics, you work with global values. So you as a person will grow when you work with different kind of cultures, different kind of people. So it's very important that which organization you choose for. I don't know if any of you has ever seen a TCS delivery center, but I think we have one of the best facilities all across the country. Our training centers, which used to be in person some years back, post-COVID, everything, my training to youngsters like you has become online. We're going back to, since we are a large organization, we're going back to in-person even for trainings and for people to work. But the best for the class facilities which we have. And like I said, when you work for a large organization as TCS or Tata, your personality changes. What you were so many years back, what you are now, it changes. You change as a person, and this is what is the foray on what at Tata Group we believe in, that our erstwhile chairman used to say that we build a person, we build the personality of a person, we build the country. So if you look at that, I don't know if any of you has ever been to post office recently, or if you have been to passport office recently. The kind of changes which we have brought to India as a country is enormous. So we have built the country, and it's always said that Tata believes in giving back 66% of its profits back to the society. That's how that's part of our DNA which we have at Tata. So we build the personality. It's always nice. You feel so nice when you give some. Just imagine you give 10 rupees to a beggar sometimes. Something you feel nice inside your heart, and that is what we believe in. Then let's give something back to the society. Okay. Finally, lastly, we're an organization. A person, youngster like you, when he looks for an organization, to select an organization, that where should I join 4 years in the end. So he looks at, is the organization flexible? Is the organization fundamentally correct? Will the organization take care of me for my health, for my family? When COVID began, TCS was almost 5,30,000 people. Within 1 day, we all started working from home. 2 years, each and every TCS, except my 5,000 people, 6,000 people who were supporting my IT, they were coming to the offices. Rest, everybody worked from home. They took care of our life, our families during wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. What all Tatas did, I think if you are a little bit of a networking savvy people, everybody knew what Tatas donated for the betterment of the world. Forget India. It's very important that am I joining an organization which is fundamentally great, which will take care of me, or it's a hire and fire. कि आज तो मेरे को पैसे दे रहे हो, COVID आया तो निकाल के सबको फेंक दो. We didn't. Not a single of my guy went out. TCS honored, all the offers which it made. In fact, it went to competition and competition said कि हमारे को उनको absorb नहीं कर सकते, आप ले लीजिए, which we did. So it's very important that you select the right organization when you join the corporate world, the so-called corporate world. Whenever you join, I believe you are 2024 batch. So whenever you guys join, select the right organization. Largely, something which I like to tell youngsters like you guys when you're just starting your careers, do a self-introspection. We spend so many hours a day doing so many things. There are 24 hours in a day.
Can we have silence, please?
If you could just spend a couple of minutes in doing a self-introspection that what did I do today? Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? Pray. It just takes you a minute. Pray to God. God has given so many things. It's given you life. Just pray to God. And always have an attitude to, I do one good thing a day. If each of us does one good thing, one good thing will be what 8.4 billion good things happening in the world, which is going to be better for all of us. You might be doing 1,000 wrong things, but do one good thing. You feel nice inside. It's always good to feel nice inside your heart. That okay, मैंने ये गलत किया, लेकिन मैंने ये अच्छा काम भी किया. So please practice that in your life, and I'm sure once you do that, the next 4 years is going to be very smooth for you. So thank you very much, and if you have any questions, I'm here to take them forward. Especially IT guys, if you have questions.
Questions?
See, I'll tell you, होता पता है क्या है? Largely, what I've seen in my 15 years of being a part of talent acquisition is, when the organization is there, I'm not talking about me, when the organization is there in front of you, nobody will have any question. Nobody will have any question. I understand that your first year guys, you will not know. But the moment I'm out of the college, you'll be after this poor man's life. Am I right? Am I right, sir? With small queries to large queries, whatever. But then you will make his life miserable. So please ask if you have any questions, or if it's the first year, you have no questions, I'm ready to come back to you after some time, after a year, after 2 years. But I'm sure कुछ ना कुछ anxiety होती है कि यार मैंने जिम्नी ली, ठीक ली, नहीं ली, is IT the right industry to go into? Any question you have, fine. Otherwise, I'm okay to wind out.
Very good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
My question and
Can I have your name, please?
my name is Shivam Varma.
Yes, Shivam. Tell me.
I'm not from technical background, so I would like to ask, non-technical backgrounds candidates or students can apply for the same service, the Tata
Yes.
TCS?
Why not?
Oh. I'm from management program.
You're an MBA guy.
Yes.
So I'm also an MBA guy. I have no idea what IT is all about. But I've worked in the IT industry for 30 years. So.
Okay. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay, can I ask a question if nobody is asking?
Stand for three.
I wanted to ask the question to her only. Yeah. She was the one who asked so many questions. So can you answer my question first and then I'll answer yours.
Sir, my question.
Can I ask you a question first?
Yes, sir.
You're a part of CSIT?
Yes, sir.
First year?
Yes, sir.
Why did you choose CSIT?
Sir, I actually choose Aptech CSE because it has many scope in the future, and like the field I want to go in, it will open many doors for me for the like in the future. So
Okay.
that's one.
And where do you stay?
South City, One Gurugram.
Okay. Okay, fine. Assuming you're not staying in South City, Gurgaon. Okay, I'm saying assuming you're from Sonipat. Why NCU? Why did you choose NCU?
Sir, if I am from Sonipat, then my actual answer changes that it's near my house. But other than that, my brother also.
So that means you chose this college because you're from South City, Gurgaon, and it's near to your house, just about 1.5 to 2 kilometers. So that's the reason you chose NCU.
There are many other reasons, sir, because it is the best college in Gurugram for BTech.
How do you say
CSE.
that? Why do you say that?
Because sir, that's the feedback I have gotten from the people I have asked, and I have many seniors which I have in contact
So when you
with.
choose this question, when you choose a college, you choose not only because what you hear from your this thing. It's chosen because the faculty is good. The people are good. My professor is good. What they teach me is good. The curriculum they teach me is good. So these are things which you choose for when you choose a college. Anyway, your question.
Sir, my question was, now there is going to be such an influx of people going to an IT industry. Would you think that it would reduce the job opportunities for people?
I'm asking a simple question. Same question which I asked a little while back. US people are, if you're aware, if you read newspapers, if you read media, everything, there is going to be a recession which is going to come in India in about 6 to 8 months time frame. But imagine, do you think your banking will stop?
No, sir.
Do you think your airlines will stop?
No, sir.
Do you think your retail will stop? Do you think your hospitals will stop? The new amendments to your banking, your hospitals, your retail, your manufacturing might not be there, but the current work will keep going on. And this has been a part and parcel. We had a student from here who was a management guy. In management they teach you something called a product life cycle. Life में क्या होता है कि no product goes up. There is a growth stage, there is a maturity stage, there is a decline stage, and then it starts, the product life cycle starts again. So this is a part and parcel of life. Yes, we might go through a recession in 6-8 months time, but it will come back. Nothing, work will not get stopped. Your new additions to work might get, halted temporarily for some time, but they will keep going up. Jobs will, artificial intelligence people thought will, reduce jobs. But to manage artificial intelligence, I require people here. And as work is growing, to managing that, I still need more and more people. So I don't presume for the India is whatever our Prime Minister talks that yes, we will be a developed country, the number 2 country in the world by 2050. That's going to be a true factor. I mean, I've seen so much. You might not, if you're from DLF, and if you've been staying in DLF since all your 18, 20 years or whatever, you will see the difference. Huge difference. Everything is changed. So it will never change. It might be a momentarily, flip-flop for some time, but it will never get stopped.
Thank you, sir.
More questions?
Yes, ma'am.
So NCU girls drop out. Only girls ask questions.
Good morning, sir. My name is Vaishnavi.
So IT field is one of the most developed field, which is more developing now and also enlarging. So, sir, many of the companies are now coming forward for their own, their own branding or their own advertising, that we are the best of this and that. So, do you think that sometimes all these things as also promote a sort of bad growth, or it will degrade the society level, or anything like that? It will affect the society in a bad way. Like so.
Organizations and startups will never come and sell themselves. Okay, small startups, yes, we come and do it, but it is for a student to understand that will this organization last, or it's today they have got great work from so and so, but will they grow? कि वो काम खत्म हुआ तो जो भी आपका employer होगा startup का, sorry, I should not be saying that, and they give colossal money, will they keep you on bench with no work? After some time, you'll say, boss, तेरे को 6 महीने काम के बाद तेरे को मैं तनख्वाह दे रहा हूँ, अब तेरे को मेरे को पता नहीं तू कट ले. So it depends which organization you are talking about. If you talk about a large organization, like I said, if you have a fundamentally strong organization, nothing will stop you. Very important.
So one more question, like if I worked in such a good company, like for 10 years, had such a great benchmark that nobody could beat that particular company, but after some time I start working, or some things happen and the company's growth decline. So, sir, is there a chance that I might not get good work and might not get good income if I work in another company, or if I just leave that particular company? Will my growth will also be affected?
If you talk about TCS, TCS growth began and it's always been up. My first, if I sort of growth after 1990 to now, there were times in which we grew about 40%. Today we are not growing 40%, we are growing 27% or whatever. Please understand the magnitude, the top line, we are talking about growth. So obviously companies, the same growth might not continue. But if you are working in a fundamentally correct organization, growth is never a problem. Work is never a problem. You had so many plethora of works that you can't even think of them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Here, please, one of the boy asked the question here. I not see only girls asking question.
Boys?
One last question to a boy.
So I want a boy to take this last question. Last announcement. Any question? Okay, thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. Still, if you have any questions, sir is here.